Hey, Patriots fans! We're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved New England Patriots. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. This way, you'll stay updated and never miss any breaking news or exclusive content. The rumor mill is absolutely exploding right now, and if even a fraction of what's being whispered behind the scenes turns out to be true, we might be looking at one of the most shocking defensive power moves in recent memory. Words circulating among insiders suggest that the New England Patriots have somehow managed to pry Quinnen Williams away from the New York Jets, a move that, on paper, feels almost impossible considering how central he has been to that defensive identity. But this is the kind of league where silence often hides seismic shifts, and suddenly, people are connecting dots that weren't visible just days ago. The Patriots, a franchise known for calculated aggression rather than reckless splashes, appear to be making a statement that goes far beyond just adding talent. This feels like a philosophical shift, a declaration that they are done waiting, done rebuilding quietly, and ready to reassert themselves physically at the line of scrimmage. And if Quinnen Williams is truly at the center of this storm, then what we're seeing is not just a roster move, but a potential reshaping of how this defense intends to dominate opponents moving forward in a league that increasingly values disruption from the interior. What makes this speculation even more intriguing is how it aligns with the Patriots' long-standing obsession with controlling the trenches, especially on the defensive side of the ball. For years, their success has been tied to versatility, discipline, and the ability to confuse opposing offenses. But there has always been that underlying need for a true wrecking force up front, someone who doesn't just execute the scheme, but bends it in their favor through sheer physical dominance. Quinnen Williams fits that mold in a way very few players in the league do, combining explosiveness, power, and awareness into a package that can dismantle both the run and the pass game. The whispers suggest that internal conversations within New England have been building toward a bold move, something that would instantly elevate their defensive ceiling. And if those whispers are accurate, then this isn't just about acquiring a player. It's about redefining the identity of the defensive line. Suddenly, the idea of the Patriots becoming one of the most feared fronts in football doesn't feel like a stretch anymore. It feels like an inevitability waiting to be confirmed. From the Jets' perspective, the situation becomes even more mysterious, because moving a cornerstone player like Quinnen Williams would normally require a massive shift in organizational direction, something that doesn't happen overnight or without significant internal debate. That's why many around the league are treating this as more than just a standard trade rumor. It's being framed as a potential sign of deeper changes, perhaps disagreements behind closed doors, or a recalibration of priorities that hasn't yet been made public. Some voices are suggesting that the compensation involved could be unprecedented, not just in terms of draft capital, but also in the type of assets exchanged, hinting at a complex negotiation that may have unfolded quietly over an extended period of time. Others believe this could be part of a broader strategic gamble by the Jets, one that involves redistributing resources rather than concentrating them in a single dominant player. Either way, the idea that such a pivotal figure could be leaving opens the door to endless speculation, and it forces fans and analysts alike to reconsider what the Jets' long-term vision might actually be. Meanwhile, inside New England's orbit, the tone of these rumors carries a sense of urgency that hasn't always been present in recent years. There's a growing belief that the Patriots are no longer content with incremental improvement, that they see a window forming and are willing to take aggressive steps to capitalize on it. Bringing in a player like Quinnen Williams would not only elevate their defensive front, but also send a message to the rest of the roster, a signal that the organization is fully committed to competing at the highest level again. It changes the locker room dynamic, it raises expectations, and it creates a ripple effect that could influence everything from game planning to player development. Coaches would suddenly have a centerpiece around which they could build more aggressive schemes, while teammates would benefit from the attention that such a dominant presence naturally draws from opposing offenses. In that sense, this isn't just about one player. It's about unlocking the potential of an entire unit that may have been waiting for exactly this kind of catalyst. Another layer to this unfolding narrative is the psychological impact such a move would have across the division, particularly given the rivalry between the Patriots and the Jets. If the Patriots have indeed managed to secure one of the Jets' most valuable defensive assets, it would represent not just a tactical victory, but a symbolic one as well, a shift in the balance of power that goes beyond the field. Rivalries in the league are often fueled by moments like this, by moves that feel personal even when they're rooted in business decisions. The idea of Quinnen Williams lining up in a Patriots uniform against his former team would add an entirely new dimension to those matchups, turning them into must-watch events filled with emotion and narrative weight. It's the kind of storyline that energizes fan bases, intensifies media coverage, and creates lasting memories, regardless of how it ultimately plays out. And in a league driven by both performance and perception, those elements matter more than ever. As the speculation continues to build, one thing becomes clear. This potential move is about more than just filling a position or adding depth. It's about making a statement that resonates throughout the league. The Patriots, if these rumors hold any truth, are positioning themselves as a team willing to challenge expectations and reshape their identity in pursuit of dominance. Quinnen Williams, as the centerpiece of this narrative, represents both the risk and the reward inherent in such a bold strategy. His presence could transform the defensive line into a unit capable of dictating games, of imposing its will on opponents in a way that defines seasons. But it also raises questions about cost, about long-term planning, and about how such a move fits into the broader vision of the franchise. For now, all we have are whispers and speculation, but sometimes, in the world of football, those whispers are the first signs of something much bigger on the horizon. As this rumor gains traction, the conversation inevitably shifts toward what the Patriots' defensive line could actually look like with Quinnen Williams anchoring the interior, and the possibilities are enough to make any offensive coordinator uneasy. Imagine a front that not only holds its ground against the run, but actively disrupts plays before they even have a chance to develop, collapsing pockets, forcing hurried decisions, and creating chaos that spills over into every level of the defense. That's the kind of transformation people are beginning to envision, and it's why this speculation feels so significant. The Patriots have always valued adaptability, but adding a dominant force like Williams introduces a new layer of predictability in the best possible way, because opposing teams would know exactly where the threat is coming from and still struggle to contain it. This kind of presence changes blocking schemes, it demands double teams, and it frees up opportunities for everyone else on the field. Suddenly, edge rushers have cleaner paths, linebackers face fewer blockers, and the secondary benefits from quicker pressure up front. There's also a growing belief that this move, if confirmed, could signal a broader shift in how the Patriots approach roster construction moving forward. For years, they have been associated with a more conservative philosophy, one that prioritizes value and flexibility over headline-grabbing acquisitions. But this rumored move suggests a willingness to deviate from that approach when the right opportunity presents itself. It hints at a front office that recognizes the importance of elite, game-changing talent, and is prepared to invest heavily to secure it. That kind of shift doesn't happen in isolation. It often reflects changes in internal dynamics, in evaluation processes, and in long-term strategy. If Quinnen Williams is indeed part of that equation, then he could represent the beginning of a new era in New England, one defined not just by discipline and execution, but by star power and dominance as well. And that combination could prove to be incredibly dangerous for the rest of the league. On the flip side, the Jets' potential willingness to part with such a key player continues to raise eyebrows, prompting deeper speculation about what might be happening behind closed doors. Some suggest that this could be a calculated move aimed at reshaping the roster in a more balanced way, spreading resources across multiple positions rather than concentrating them in one area. Others believe there could be contractual complexities or philosophical differences that have made this scenario more plausible than it initially seemed. Whatever the case, the idea that a player of Quinnen Williams' caliber could be on the move is enough to spark intense debate among analysts and fans alike. It challenges conventional thinking, it forces a reevaluation of team priorities, and it underscores just how unpredictable the league can be. And in that unpredictability lies the intrigue that keeps everyone watching closely, waiting for confirmation or denial that could arrive at any moment. Back in New England, the potential arrival of Williams would likely have immediate implications for how the coaching staff designs its defensive schemes. With a player capable of generating consistent interior pressure, the Patriots could afford to be more aggressive in other areas, dialing up creative blitz packages, experimenting with different alignments, and putting opposing offenses in uncomfortable situations. It's not just about adding talent. It's about expanding possibilities, about giving the coaching staff the tools they need to innovate and adapt in real time. That kind of flexibility has always been a hallmark of the Patriots' success, and this move could take it to another level entirely. It also creates internal competition, pushing other players to elevate their performance and ensuring that the entire unit operates at a higher standard. In that sense, the impact of this rumored acquisition would extend far beyond the stat sheet, influencing the culture and mindset of the defense as a whole. Another fascinating aspect of this situation is how it might influence the broader perception of both franchises across the league. For the Patriots, pulling off a move like this would reinforce the idea that they remain a destination for elite talent, a team capable of making bold decisions and executing them effectively. It would signal that they are not content to rely on past success, but are actively working to build a new identity that can compete in the modern landscape of the league. For the Jets, on the other hand, it would raise questions about direction and intent, prompting discussions about whether this is part of a larger plan or a sign of instability. Perception matters in professional sports, influencing everything from player morale to external expectations, and this rumored move has the potential to reshape those perceptions in significant ways. As the story continues to evolve, one thing remains certain. The idea of Quinnen Williams joining the Patriots has captured the imagination of the football world, creating a narrative that feels both shocking and strangely plausible at the same time. It's the kind of rumor that refuses to fade, gaining momentum with each passing hour as more voices weigh in and more theories emerge. Whether it ultimately proves to be true or not, it has already succeeded in sparking conversation, in challenging assumptions, and in reminding everyone just how dynamic and unpredictable the league can be. And if, by some twist of fate, this speculation turns into reality, we may look back on this moment as the beginning of a new chapter, one defined by bold moves, shifting power dynamics, and the relentless pursuit of dominance on the defensive side of the ball. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. And as this rumor refuses to cool down, another layer of intrigue starts to take shape when you consider the long-term implications of such a bold move for the Patriots' identity. This isn't just about winning now. It's about setting a tone for the next era of the franchise, one where physical dominance becomes the foundation once again. For years, the Patriots built dynasties on precision, intelligence, and adaptability, but there was always that edge, that intimidating presence that made opponents uncomfortable before the game even started. Bringing in a force like Quinnen Williams could be the spark that reignites that aura, transforming the defensive line into something that doesn't just execute plays, but dictates them. And when a team reaches that level, everything changes. Opponents start game planning differently, quarterbacks rush decisions, and entire offensive systems begin to crumble under pressure. That's the kind of ripple effect people are imagining right now. And it's why this rumor feels less like a simple transaction and more like the potential beginning of a new defensive dynasty quietly forming in New England. At the same time, there's a growing sense that this move, if it truly materializes, could have a cascading effect across the league, influencing how other teams approach roster building and talent acquisition. When a franchise known for discipline suddenly makes a move that feels aggressive and almost audacious, it sends a message that the landscape is shifting. Teams may start to reevaluate their own strategies, wondering if they need to be more proactive, more willing to take risks in order to keep up. And that's how trends are born in the league, not through gradual evolution, but through moments like this that force everyone to adapt. The Patriots could inadvertently become the catalyst for a new wave of roster aggression, where elite defensive talent is valued even more heavily and teams are willing to make uncomfortable decisions to secure it. It's a fascinating possibility, and it adds another dimension to this already complex narrative, one that extends far beyond the two teams directly involved. But perhaps the most compelling aspect of this entire situation is the uncertainty that surrounds it. The feeling that something significant might be happening just out of view, waiting to be confirmed. In the world of professional football, some of the biggest moves come from the quietest negotiations, from conversations that never reach the public until everything is already set in motion. That's what makes this rumor so captivating. The idea that while fans and analysts speculate, the reality could be unfolding behind closed doors in ways no one fully understands yet. And if that reality does involve Quinnen Williams stepping into a Patriots uniform, it won't just validate the whispers, it will redefine expectations for what this team can become. Until then, all anyone can do is watch, listen, and try to piece together the clues, knowing that in this league, the line between rumor and reality is often thinner than it seems. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.